Hey there, Kenneth French of Vast Voice, telling business secrets to entrepreneurs. We're very, very happy you stopped by. Either you're going to watch this or listen to this because you want to take your business to the next level. You're probably an entrepreneur who's either just starting out or you've been around for quite a while and you want to take your business to the next level. You're probably a real estate investor, maybe even a real estate agent, maybe a professional or of some sort, professional advisor of some sort. And well, you are stopping by because you need some valuable advice from one of the top industry leaders there is. Anyway, thank you very much. Once again, Kenneth French, Vast Voice, telling business secrets to entrepreneurs. Really glad you stopped by.
Chad Brown. Chad Brown's going to help you to get rich, especially if you're a med spa owner. How's that sound? He's a consultant for many of the med spas out there, it sounds like, and also he can help you as an entrepreneur with some of his thoughts, systems, etc. Once again, what's up? You're here with Kenneth French, Vast Voice, telling business secrets to entrepreneurs. Hey, how you doing there, Chad?
Fantastic, Ken. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here today.
I love, we're going to be hanging out for whatever, 15, 20 minutes, chatting about ways entrepreneurs could grow their business from, who knows, 100,000 to 10 million or 10 million to a billion. I don't know whatever the case is. Let's help some people. Chad, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So my name's Chad Brown. I own an organization called CBB.Services. It's about creating better business. And really, our focus is in the med spa world. However, we're able to work with all sorts of businesses to help them be successful. A little bit more about me. I've been in healthcare for over 23 years now, and had the opportunity to essentially kind of grow up in the healthcare space, if you will. And over that time, I've been able to learn new skills and develop some techniques that have helped some folks be successful. And in doing so, in the corporate world, I then started getting some questions from friends outside of that that were in the med spa world. And one thing led to another, which brought us here today.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So some people say you should not you specifically, but in general, you shouldn't niche down as it were, and you have niched down overall from, you've been doing this independently for a while now. What are your thoughts on that overall? Meaning, again, because you've gone from a specific, an industry to a niche as far as marketing, you're way niche down, or you could have just been a general entrepreneur. What are your thoughts about the two now that you're where you are?
So I think that there's opportunity for some folks to cast a wide net, right? However, when I was looking at the med spa space, currently today it's about an $18.5 billion business. However, by 2030, it's projected to grow to $49 billion. And when you look at the amount of focus that people are now starting to put on their health, whether that's from a weight loss aspect or just overall hormone balance, you just see a lot more folks taking more interest in their health. And I just see that continuing to grow.
I got it. So you're going where the fish are, in effect.
That's right. Again, that's not to say that there's not an opportunity for folks to cast a wide net. I think that there's still a purpose there for the right coaches and entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I totally get it. I'm not sure which one's better, but what I would say is, I think the people who tell me to niche down and they have done that, it usually works out for them. So I applaud that. Because if you could get a specialty in whatever med spas, or for us, AI tax, and become well known in that, you have content in that, people will gravitate towards you. Versus, yeah, sure, you might have just say, oh, I work with all entrepreneurs. You might not be able to get the kind of the expertise, the content out there. I know it's worked out for me. It sounds like it's worked out for you to kind of niche down. But all right, so let me ask a few more questions. Because now you're a big successful guy, clearly, there, Chad. First, how do people get a hold of you if they're interested in using your services as med spa consultant, et cetera, first of all?
So the best way is to go to CBB.Services and book a call there. Another great way is to find me on LinkedIn. I know there's a few Chad Browns out there, but I am on LinkedIn as well, active there, working with folks.
Yep. And could you spell those, I guess the website, but also the, the LinkedIn for people?
Yeah. So the website is going to be CBB. So think Chad Brown twice, .services. And the LinkedIn is going to just be, it's just Chad Brown. I could get you all the numbers for that as well.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I got it. All right, so let's I'm going to throw you a little curveball. What are what were the challenges to you growing your business to where it is now? And obviously, I'm going to also then ask, what have you done to overcome those challenges?
So I think the first thing, and this message might resonate with you as well as some others, but starting off by yourself, just trying to do it all by yourself and not seeking support and wisdom from those that have come before you. I think far too often entrepreneurs and small business owners suffer in silence when they can reach out to folks to be able to help them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's hard when you're alone. I think personally. So we started a community called the Bass Vault. It's almost not no, it is 900 people, and those people are all mainly solopreneurs, entrepreneurs trying to take it to the next level, kind of as a loose conglomeration or loose independent nodes, if you will. So we're not operating together because it's hard when you're all alone. And if you kind of have a group with which you're kind of operating as a group, but also alone, and you can take it to the next level, it's so much easier than just doing stuff on your own with no, with no assistance. It really is hard. I get your point.
100%. When you think about the mentorship that can come from someone who's kind of walked that path before you, who's been in a position where, they know what that pain feels like. They know what it's like to have those late nights, stressing, whether it's trying to figure out how to pay the bills or what exactly, we need to change to make the customer experience be what it needs to be. It's nice to be able to have that mentor who's walked that path before you.
And by the way, just to brag a little bit, in our mentorship group, in that community, we have, Sharon Lecter as an example. She's a big name. Ron LeGrand, big name in the independent world, entrepreneurial world, I should say. And then we have a whole bunch. I mean, we have, me, by the way. What am I saying? Me? I wrote.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say yourself. You're kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I am. ModernMillions.ai. It's the #1 bestseller on Amazon in the entrepreneur category. But anyway, enough bragging about me. But what I would also say is you got to find a community, and it's not that hard to find a community. But some people just don't want to go and do it. I think it makes a lot of sense to do it, so you're not fighting the battle alone. All right. So then, what do you think is going to be going forward? What can you do to take your business to the next level now that you're a big successful dude? What can you do to take your business to the next level? Maybe someone else can watch and hear it and maybe do the same thing.
Yeah, I think the thing for myself, and I would say it's applicable across most businesses, is ensuring that all the processes are documented appropriately and ensuring that everything is set to be scalable.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. That's a good point. A lot of people don't have processes. They think, I'll get the processes, in place when I have a number of employees. If you could, especially with AI, if you start building those processes out, systems, standard operating procedures or whatever, and then build on them, you'll be so much happier because the revenue will come down the road, and then you'll be able to bring in more staff, et cetera, et cetera. I think that's huge. It's really, really big.
Yeah, and when you talk about leveraging AI, if someone just takes the time to sit down and record themselves completing the actions, and just even speaking into the camera saying, hey, I'm doing this, this, and this, and the why, it does two things. One, you can leverage AI to help kind of create the written form of it, but then you also can start a library for your future employees, and they'll know why you made those decisions that you did in those scenarios.
Yeah, we call it a knowledge base. I have a full-on relationship, maybe too much of a relationship with my AI model. We've had ours for years, by the way, called Einstein. It knows me inside and out. It's my consultant. It does some of my administrative stuff. If you get a relationship with your AI, that sounds weird, but you'll have that knowledge base. You can refer back to it all the time. Then your staff, you grow, scale, your staff could communicate with that. Then you don't have to train them as much because that knowledge is also already there in that knowledge base, as we call it. So I'm glad you brought that up. What about for marketing? What are you doing for marketing as we speak right now?
Marketing, a couple of different things. One, I'm a big fan of affiliates, right? Being able to partner with the right people who can represent your brand and has a good understanding of what the voice of your brand is. I'm a big, that's one big avenue that I'm working on. And then being able to come on, famous podcasts like yourself, to be able to, try to get a little notice as well.
Well, I like, most people probably don't use affiliates, but go into that. How are you starting to use it, and how's it working?
So I'm a little early in the process right now, but so far it's going well. Really what I'm doing is setting it up so that they have a understanding, they being the ideal potential affiliate, has a good audience underneath them that that kind of aligns with my kind of niche, if you will. And I'm leveraging them to be able to say, can you share my message with your audience? And in return, compensating them fairly for any of the folks that end up signing up that my message resonates with.
Yeah. So as an example, let's just say I were in the med spa world and I knew a bunch. Let's say I'm an author in the med spa world and I'm writing a bunch of articles. You could come to me and say, hey, if you give me some leads, Tanner, in this example, I'll give you X%. I'm making up a number, whatever, 10%. Oh, great. Sure. I give you a referral. I'm just throwing out that number, by the way. I write a bunch of cool articles. People reach out to me. I say, hey, Chad Brown, he's the man when it comes to med spa stuff. Pass them on to you. You make hopefully billions, but you make $100,000. I get in my math 10% or $10,000 for each deal. And then it grows and grows and grows. And so I would be an affiliate. And then you hopefully are happy with me because I'm bringing in referrals for you that end up into new business. I think that's generally speaking how affiliates work. And I think it's smart because if you have independent people out there who are, being loudspeakers for you, I think it makes a lot of sense. We have some affiliates, we call them affiliate partners. And I think it works out pretty well because, we're helping affiliates to hopefully help their clients, in this case, people who are reading my articles, and it ends up equaling more business for you. And it really hopefully ends up helping the end user client. In this case, people who need med spa consultation as an example.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think it fits in three different categories, right? Of support. You're supporting the ultimately the small business owner. In my case, the med spa owner. It's an easy solution or way to support an affiliate who's built up an audience. And then at the end of the day, I get the opportunity to work with some great clients as well.
Yep. Yep. Are you doing any ads, any Google ads or any of that stuff besides being on famous people's podcasts like this?
I haven't done a whole lot in the ad space at this point. I'm focusing more on the famous people podcasts and some LinkedIn posting and things along those lines.
Yeah. Let's talk about the podcasts because that's a form of marketing. By the way, do you host a podcast?
I don't. I haven't ventured down that road yet.
But you're going to within 2 weeks after this. But what would you? How has it been beneficial for you to be in podcasts?
Well, I think it's been beneficial on a couple of fronts. One, it gives me the chance to get my voice heard in front of audiences that I wouldn't be able to normally, right? That's the big one. But I think it also gives me a chance to hear questions from folks that maybe wouldn't normally have the chance to ask me a question and give me an opportunity to kind of communicate with them.
Yeah, I think being on a podcast is huge. And I didn't realize this when we started it a while back, but it's so much fodder for social media. So as an example, when we're done with this, we're going to put it on one of my staffers with AI are going to put together basically a social media construct, which ends up being, I don't even know. I wish I knew. Let's just say it's 100 different pieces of social media content that would go to whatever, LinkedIn. I don't know if we do TikTok, but Facebook, a little bit of Instagram, and it multiplies. And over years, sometimes that has long legs, long tail. It'll be out there for years. Number one. Also, number two, it's just information content. We're going to be able to have more written word, which is going to help SEO and AEO. And then it's going to grow and grow. And that's going to be just more content for the Googles and the Chat GPTs to find us and find the content that you and I are talking about. And that's going to hopefully equal more revenue down the road. Plus, yes, I think you're right. When we cross market to each other's communities, it makes my community bigger, your community bigger. And plus, more than anything, it shows you could think on your feet. And some people need to see you as a med spa consultant think on your feet. So they end up saying, I want to do business with Chad Brown as an example.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's another aspect of it too is, I look at your voice, Kenner, as an example and say, how much authority have you been able to build up with your audience because you're consistently speaking to them and you're consistent with your message so that they know, hey, this is Kenner, this is the AI tax guy, and this is the direction we're going with things.
Sometimes I talk too much. We have a podcast every single day. We have so many things go out there in the universe, in the Google world, if you will. And I know it's made a difference. I'll just last week, someone was bringing up the fact that they've seen us on so many different podcasts, so many different times. They've seen us on our Google page, which was weird, by the way. I didn't even realize that we're that active on it, and it's made a difference to their to their getting to know us, because they feel like they knew me. That was kind of funny. The guy was like, "Oh, I feel like I know you because I've seen you so much. I know exactly what your deal is, where you live, etc." By the way, that could be scary, but it made a difference in that instance. I think so many people now want to see who they're dealing with, especially, you never know now with AI, it could be a fake person, et cetera, et cetera. And if it's a genuine person, you're going to be that much more apt to do business with them. And if their name, et cetera, from a podcast is out there, I think it makes a huge, huge difference, more so than I ever expected.
Authenticity cannot be faked, right? And when you demonstrate it, particularly in your case, like daily over time, your message is there. No one can deny it.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to do that. So, okay, so as we get ready to close up shop, so what's one thing that makes you unique in the med spa world? Because, by the way, you're probably the only guy I know who markets in that specific niche. But what consultation makes you that unique? Obviously, you've got a good amount of time you put into it. But what makes you unique in that regard?
I think it's my approach and my ability to connect with with the owners on where they're at in their journey, and making sure that I'm very good at trying to listen to what the pain points are that they're going through, and I want to make sure we're addressing that right away, so that they can focus on the bigger picture, going from millions to billions, as you stated in the beginning. So it's really about making sure that they feel heard, they understand, and that we build the right blueprint for them to go forward with.
Yeah, that's nice. So one last time, how does someone get a hold of you if they're interested?
Go to CBB.Services and book a call. I also have a free guide on there for anyone that wants to start with that first. 5 proven steps to streamline your med spa's business and boost your profits. They can check that out and then book a call. And we can set up some time to understand what's going on in their business.
I like it. Chad Brown, good stuff, man. My name's Kenneth French, Vast Voice, telling business secrets to entrepreneurs. Really appreciate your time, Chad, and everyone else out there. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.